Dare to care. Step up and make a difference in the lives of these kids and these families. Make the phones ring. Call 414-337-9554. Joining us now, the Wahl family, Jake and Becky. Jake, how you doing?
Good, thanks for having us.
Good. Becky, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Where are you guys from?
Whitefish Bay.
Whitefish Bay. And Dr. Michelle Linsmeier is here as well. And we're here to talk about Livi. How old is Livi now?
She is 3.5.
3.5. Gotta say 3.5.
Yes,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course,
Yes.
that half is important.
Talk about Livi, what you guys have been through and how she's doing today.
So Livi is a very energetic little girl. She's doing all the things that any other kid would be doing. Very into Disney princesses right now, but doing soccer, dance, swimming, tennis. So it's really fun to see her kind of go about her life, considering where we were 3 years ago.
Well, where were you?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, it kind of all started. I was taking Livy to her normal 2-month checkup to see Dr. Linsmeier. And the checkup was going as planned, and then it gets to the stethoscope part where we're listening to her heart, and then Dr. Linsmeier was listening, and then listening, and listening some more, and I'm like, I've only been on a few of these doctor's appointments because this is our first, and I was like, I feel like this might be a little longer than expected. So then she said, I'm going to step out for a minute, and then I immediately text him, and I'm like, I think something's wrong. Like, in my head, I'm thinking maybe just a heart murmur, because she was so obviously professional and calm. And then she comes in, and he's like, I'm going to have a colleague take a look and just, listen, get a second, thought. And then it kind of just all started, spiraling from there. And then she said, we're going to recommend you go to cardiology at Children's. So we're going to set up an appointment for you tomorrow. And so, again, in my head, I'm still thinking maybe just a heart murmur. Like, I'm not thinking anything more.
Right.
And so then I call my mom. I'm on the way home, and I'm kind of a little upset. Like, I'm like, I think something's wrong, but like I'm not nervous or like something major is happening, And then as I'm on the phone with her, I get a call from cardiology saying, we read some things in your chart, and we're recommending that you come in. And I was like, well, we have an appointment tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So like we're already scheduled. They're like, when can you come in? And I was like today, and they were like. I was like, now? They're like, why don't you come here immediately? So then we start to panic a little bit. And then, obviously, once we got here, Dr. Kava gave us the news that she, had 2 holes and some other issues in her heart and was going to need a full AV canal repair.
Wow.
So, Dr. Linsmeier, there's no way that you can, that's a difficult position to be in from your perspective, because you do notice that something is wrong. And you immediately reach out. How do you handle that? Like, how do you get trained to handle that kind of stuff, or is that something that just comes with experience?
I think I've asked Becky, and she realized how panicked I felt on the inside if it was showing on the outside when I listened to her heart. So I'm glad to know that did add to it. But when I was there in the moment and I'm listening to her heart, in my head I'm going, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Right.
So one of the great things was when I left that room and I had one of my partners come in and just to make sure my ears were working the way I thought they were, we also had the nurses reach out to cardiology right away and just right there on the phone say, we need her to get in, and they immediately grabbed a spot. Less than 24 hours later. It was around
Not even an hour.
Right.
It was we were here by 2 hours after.
Right. And at first it was less than 24 hours later they were going to get her in, and okay, great. And then trying to tell Becky that this was important, but also thinking she's not going to go in for 24 hours. I want you to sleep. I want you to drive home safely. I want to do all those things. And then the great part of knowing that my note goes into the computer system, and the cardiology nurses saw that note right away and shared that with the physician who, with all of that information, said, no, we're not even going to wait till tomorrow morning. Let's get her in. I think that teamwork was just amazing. And to know that they were overseeing that and watching that.
So that's one of the beautiful things about having a children's pediatrician is that you have all of those resources at your fingertips, that you are able to make that quick transaction as opposed to going to your local hospital, which is fine, but it just seems like a step longer.
And that's exactly why we did it, because when we were looking for a doctor, all of our friends were like, make sure you do Children's, because if there's ever an issue, you can get in and out really fast, because it just is all in the same system. And here we are.
Yeah.
Literally
little did we know, right?
So that makes total sense then, when Jake was saying that now Livi is doing everything that a 3.5-year-old should and could do.
Yeah, which is just, it's so amazing to us where she's at right now. And I think what really helped us over the course of time and with the initial diagnosis is, one, how supportive everybody here was, but then as we started to do our own research and hear information from others, these heart defects are more common than we ever imagined. 1 in every 100 babies are born with a congenital heart defect. So although it was a very difficult thing for us to take in as first-time parents, we knew that the people we were working with, this is what they do every single day.
Yeah.
And although it's complicated to us, for them it's just them doing their job. And it really put us at ease as we were going throughout the entire process.
And now that Livi's a little bit older, I can't believe one of the things I read in our info packet is that she likes going to the doctor so much she thinks it's like Disney World.
We were gonna bring her here today. It would have been an interesting show if we had her here because she does love coming to the doctor and loves Dr. Linsmeier. Like, she probably thinks you are a Disney princess. Like, she adores her. She's got her doctor coat at home and always plays
Does she
Dr.
really?
Linsmeier. Oh yes.
Aw.
I feel bad for her little brother because
So,
he's
in
always
other
the
words-
patient.
But think about that from her perspective.
Yeah.
It was a fun and interesting experience that she wants to continue to relive and through play, which I think is a testament to the care
Absolutely.
that she's received here. I
And
really
we
do.
hear time and time again how patients become the caregivers. We just talked to a young woman this morning who's in medical school after she was treated, here at Children's. So you never know. She could be
Come
Dr.
hang out
Wahl.
with me.
Yeah.
Right.
She's never changed her mind. It's always a doctor when we ask her what she wants for.
All right, so Becky, make the pitch to the people
Yeah.
to donate.
Yeah, you guys, you never know when it's going to be your family. Like, my whole entire pregnancy, I should say, we thought everything was fine, everything was great, everything looked healthy, and again, little did we know it was us, and it was our turn to spend some time at Children's Hospital, and we would not be where we are today if it wasn't for all the amazing staff here at Children's, and
And the support staff and
Everybody, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And I
Thank
have
you.
to say, it's
Thank
the
you.
first time any of the doctors here have been compared to a Disney princess.
yeah.
and maybe not the last.
No.
Yeah, we'll see how
It
it
might be
goes.
the first today. We don't know. Thank you so much, you guys. We really appreciate it. The Walls from Whitefish Bay, give it up for them. Appreciate it.
Make these phones ring.
And Dr. Linsmeier, thank you as well. It's the Miracle Marathon, and we've got more coming up in minutes on KLH.